For the team that got so close to the Champions League final last year, didn't manage a shot on goal over the course of the 90 minutes. And in fact, the ball was in play for less than half the game, 42 minutes and 36 seconds. Well, that prompted quite the response from the Dutch media. This is a Dutch journalist, Kevin Ter Martin, tweeting out, Getafe have perfected the art of anti-football. What a horribly frustrating team. And those sentiments seem to be shared throughout the Dutch media. Sid, you were at the game. You had the pleasure of watching this. How come the Dutch feathers have been ruffled to this extent?
Well, I mean, the response from here, to be honest, is to say, hey, everybody, welcome to Getafe. This is what has been happening in Spain for a while now. This is very much Boradalas' approach. Now, before we go into all of this, I want to preface this by saying something that I kind of want to get out the way at the very start. Getafe were a million miles better than Ajax tonight. They're a very, very good football team. They're in 4th place in La Liga. They are almost certainly, in fact, they're in 3rd place in La Liga at the moment. They're almost certainly going to get a Champions League place. They do much, much more than time waste. They do much more than be tough and aggressive and nasty and frustrating and all of those things. But they do also do all of those things. That is true. And this is something that goes back a very long way. To give you just the most simple example of this, last weekend, I don't know if you remember this, but Getafe went to Barcelona and only just lost 2-1. Getafe manager Pepe Boradalas and the new Barcelona manager Quique Setién did not shake hands. And they did not shake hands because there's been a battle between these two that goes back 6 years now to a game when they faced each other in the 2nd division, when no one had heard of either of them, pretty much. It was Lugo against Alcorcon. And at the end of that game, Setién said of Bordalas' team, who was doing rather well in the league table, I hope they don't go up. What they do is not football.
You saw him, Ali. Are you surprised?
No. Am I surprised that Getafe won the game? No. They played very well against Barcelona over the weekend. A game that I witnessed myself on the stadium. And I have to say, what I like about Getafe is the fact that they know who they are. And they play in a way that matches the skill set of the players they have available. And they do that very well. For so many teams around the world, one of the criticisms that we have in this show time and time again is that they don't have an identity. Getafe does. They know what their strengths are, and they know what their weaknesses are. And they try to play to their strengths. And part of that, outside of the fact that they were very good against Ajax today, is that they're going to frustrate you, is that they're going to be physical, is that they're going to make you feel so uncomfortable that now you're not playing your game, now you're concerned about Getafe. And what you see from Ajax and what you see from the Dutch media is that they all were uncomfortable. So Getafe not only won the game on the field, they won the game in the minds, in getting into the minds of Ajax. And in doing so, they stopped them from playing. Getafe did their job.
Any problem with their tactics, Stevie?
Do you know the strangest thing about what we're talking about here is when you play for a team who goes about it in that manner, generally that's what they do and that's all they do. It's so unusual for a team who actually, when they get the ball down and try and play football, are so good at it. It's a strange mentality that you've got players who are so good playing football, but actually will turn round and will dive around.
Do you have any problem with that, Stevie? I mean, the ball was in play 42 minutes. Any problem with that at all?
Of course they do.
Yeah?
But you know what? They won 2-0.
Yeah.
So it makes no difference what I think or anybody else thinks. They did it supposedly within the laws of the game, and they won the game. And if Ajax want to cry about it, keep crying.
And what I would say to that is, it is not Bordalas' job to please any of us, and to please Ajax, and to please the Dutch media. No. You have a group of players available, and you're saying to yourself and to your players, look, this is who we are. And we're going to embrace it. And we're going to love it. And we're going to do well. And we're going to be 3rd in the league. And we are going to do things our way because we are successful doing those things our way. The truth of the matter is that it's the responsibility of referee on the day, of those who make decisions to not allow this sort of behavior to go on. But if the referee allows it, then Getafe, they're well within their rights to push that boundary. And let me tell you, I lived on that boundary, and I was comfortable on that boundary, and so is Getafe.
Let me ask you a question a different way. You said, am I okay with it? And I said, I'm okay with it because that's what they do. I couldn't do it.
No. You wouldn't send the team
point.
out to play
the
that.
point I was trying to get to you was a team that does that and a team that can play is unusual because if you've got football players, they don't want to do that. And I wouldn't have done it, personally.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.